I'm just thinking about friends again, and specifically about the difference between friends and contacts, and to a certain extent followers, because different social media websites have got friends on, or contacts, or followers, and these terms all come from acquaintanceships of different kinds, relationships of different kinds in the real world, don't they? And they're quite different, and I think some of the way we think about how these things work in the online environment takes its logic from the offline environment. And it's quite important, I think. I suppose I'm thinking about this because of this website I'm working with, but it has real world significance too, I think. Because I mean, a word like contact, which I'm kind of visualizing like this, that's quite specific, isn't it? I mean, I'm a member of an online social media network called LinkedIn. It's for professionals. I don't use it, to be honest, but I'm on there, and people you're connected to in LinkedIn are called contacts. It's like that, but it doesn't have a great deal of emotional weight to it. You know what I mean? It's much more to do with just networking and keeping in touch with people who you worked with once, because you might need to keep in touch with them for professional reasons later on, or it might be useful for securing a contract or getting a job or finding a particular specialist to do a job for you. All those kind of things. It's that reason. You know what I mean? So there's not a lot of emotional weight. It's purely pragmatic. But then you got friends, like on Facebook to a certain extent, like on YouTube certainly, and of course in real life as well. And friends, I don't conceptualise that. I conceptualise it a bit more like this. It's almost as if you're still in contact, you're still doing the touching thing, but now there's a kind of shared direction. This is how I'm kind of visualising it, that you're kind of moving together, like that, you see. Moving together, and you'll notice that the ends of my fingertips are parallel, they're level with one another. It's not like that, and it's not like that, it's like that. It's like that saying by Albert Camus, do not walk behind me, I may not follow, do not walk in front of me, I may not lead, walk beside me and be my friend, he says. So it's a bit like that I conceptualise it. And followers, like on Twitter, it is more certainly that, isn't it? I mean, one person's definitely leading and the other person is following. This is Stephen Fry, and this is like everybody else. But yeah, so friends and contacts are quite different, and the consequences of doing that are quite different too, aren't they? Because let's start with friends. In a friends thing, friends break the connection with one another when one of them decides to go off in a different direction, I think, or there's a necessarily implied change in direction to make the contact break, like that. And of course it might come back together again, like that, but it does have to be a separation. There does have to be this moving apartness. Whereas with contact, which is much more, I guess it's much more mechanical almost. I visualise it as kind of electrical contact. You just break the connection and then that person's gone. You break the connection, the light goes out. Just like that. Not like that. Anyway. And I suppose I'm thinking, in purely pragmatic terms, I am thinking about this in real life as well, of course. But in purely pragmatic terms, I'm thinking about this in relation to this U-double thing, the online environment that we're working on. And people there are either going to be joined as friends or contacts. It's exactly the same thing, I mean, but I could call them friends or I could call them contacts. And I like them both, but for different reasons. I like calling them friends because I like the idea of this kind of emotional charge, you know what I mean? Because that gives it some potency that you just don't get in sites like LinkedIn. You care more, and I think you need to care about these things. But what I like about contact is, I like the spatial metaphor that it mobilises. These things are so proximal that they're in touch. And if you break that touch, the other person disappears. So I'm still undecided. Anyway, let me know what you think.